in God, believe also in me. Because in my Father's house are many mansions. He said, if it was not so, I would have told you. He said, I'm going to prepare a place for you. And if I go, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, you may be also. When we look at being a Christian, that means that you just allowed the Lord to come in your life. You had a relationship with him. Who had lost, some of us have lost a lot of things. We lost people in our lives who have died. But when they'll tell us about their experience with death. But let me tell you something. I know I had been at death's door in the hospital sick, but I felt my heart went to boom, 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 and it flipped. He said, by my stripes, you're healed. And I was healed. So I know that if he can heal me, he can do the same to you. I look at what it's doing when we can think about how good the Lord is. When we can go to Jesus just as we are, you can meet him where you are. He'll embrace him where you are. And then arm in arm, we go into the house together. Now he is heaven and I'm here. But things haven't changed. I used to wait for him to come home when we think about our loved one. Now he's waiting for me to come home. The Lord is waiting for me to come. I don't want to go right now, Lord, but he's waiting on me right now. But thanks be to God that my cup is running over. Now, what should our response be to this? The psalmist in the Psalm 116 asked, what shall I render unto the Lord for all the benefits toward me? He mentioned at least three things. What shall I render unto the Lord for all of it? I will take up the cup of salvation. You pick up that cup and receive it now. Salvation means that you just gonna be saved. When you get to the end of your life, you can be saved. But not only that, salvation gives you joy, unspeakable joy. And then the Bible lets us know that Jesus said, I will walk before the Lord in the land of the living. You're going to do that. And I will pay my vows unto the Lord. Now, the presence of all his people, I will offer to him the sacrifice of thanksgiving. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good. So you can give thanks this morning. You can tell the Lord how glad I am that you allowed me to see a Thanksgiving on Thursday. I am so glad that you provided food for my family. I'm so glad that you are, and I can say, my cup running over. And you can say, the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pasture. He leadeth me beside the still water. He restores my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, he said, I won't fear no evil, for you're with me. And you says that you are with me, and your rod and your staff, they comfort me. And you prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemy. You anointed my head with oil, and my cup is running over this morning. My cup is running over. For those of you who don't know the Lord, you want your cup to run over this morning. You can get to know him. He's your shepherd. And the good shepherd take care of his people. The good shepherd said, come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. So with this being said, we're going to get ready to close out. I want you to know this, that the Lord is your shepherd. And you won't have to want for nothing. Tell the Lord what you want. Take it to the Lord in prayer, and he will answer those things, what you want. Now, what you want to do is line up with him. It's as easy as the ABCs. All you got to do is A means that you accept him in your life this morning. You can say, Lord, come on in to my life. I don't know what to say, but just say, Lord, I want you to come in. And I want to accept you as my Savior. And B means that you believe that he died on the cross for you, that you might be saved. You believe that. And then C means you just confess. You know, all of us have done some stuff we don't want the Lord to do a replay on. Well, I know he has. We've done some things that you don't tell everybody about. But he said if you confess it, he would be faithful and just to forgive you and cleanse you. He said confess it to him. You don't have to confess all of your business to everybody else, but you confess it to the Lord. And when you confess it to him, he will come and he will answer prayer. He will give you the desires of your heart this morning. He said, come unto me, all ye that labor and heavy laden, and I'll give you rest. So I'd like to say to you this morning, remember that the Lord is your shepherd. David wrote this song because David had done some stuff that, that wasn't right. But I tell you what, he knew that he could go to the Lord and he would receive forgiveness for his sin. So that's the same way with you this morning. You can receive the forgiveness as well. So I'd like to say to you this morning, may you always look back with satisfaction and forward with faith. You pray for me and I'll be praying for you. And we want to pray for those who are going through some things this morning. Call somebody and tell them that you are praying for them. Not only that, somebody may be hungry. Go out there and give them something to eat. And I say again, may you always look back with satisfaction and forward with faith. You have a blessed day.
Well, Mother, thank the Lord for you. Thank the Lord as always, Mother. Great job, as always. Great article in the paper about you. I seen the article in the paper about you. Read a few of those paragraphs, and it was good talking about your pioneers and your commitment to Champaign-Urbana community. That great article. Great article.
Well, I want to thank the guy that wrote it. And one of the things, even though you're an editor, they need prayer. Others need prayer. So you know what? Pray for one another that we may overcome through. Be in prayer. Gabby, want to be in prayer for Rolene. Rolene is my friend. And I want you to, one of the things that my girlfriend told me, my friend took me to Jesus. So we want to take my friend to Jesus and lift her up before the Lord. Those who have lost loved ones, Sean did a funeral yesterday for Robert Turner and Minnie and all of the family and pastor yesterday and
Johnny.
So
Mother, I thank the Lord for you. Big shout out to my mom. We're praying for your mom, the passing of her brother, Eddie Jones.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he passed.
Eddie did?
Yeah, he passed away. So maybe pop your head over there and give us some love. And so,
yeah. And remember, I went up there with her to visit him.
Yeah. So he passed on. Gone on to be with the Lord. And so I thank the Lord for you. Thank the Lord, Miss Minnie, for letting you give me an opportunity to memorialize your husband, Dwayne, memorialize your dad. Just a great service. A big shout out to Mount Calvary Missionary Baptist Church. Pastor John Porter, you did a great job on yesterday. Miss Ruby, great job. Brother Kenny Owen, great job as always on the sax. Travis, Pastor Shelby's grandson, thank you very much. Pastor Porter's young son that plays the drum, great job now, man. Candace Spinksnow and the rest of the crew with the culinary committee. Great job as always, taking the pressure off, folks. Sister Fisher, love you. Thank the Lord for letting me memorialize your brother. Big shouts out to Cindy Turner and the passing of her son, Julian Turner, getting that service together, get the young man back here to Champaign, passed away. Prayers out for Minister Campbell, Sister Campbell, and the passing of their daughter. Just prayers out for that family. Love you guys. Just continue to just keep everybody lifted up. My mama called me this morning and said, Sean, play me something this morning. So we're going to start out a little bit like this here, Brother Jimmy. Just a little bit like this here. I know the Lord will make a way. Oh, yes, He will. Oh, I know the Lord will make a way. Yes, He will. Oh, He will make a way for you, and He will lead. I know the Lord will make a way. Yes, He will. I'll say He got. Ooh, I can tell my troubles too. Try him and I know he will. Oh, I know the Lord will make a way. He will. He will make a way for you. And he will lead you safely through. I know the Lord will make a way. Oh, yes, I will. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. The views and opinions expressed here are those of the speaker and do not necessarily represent those of WEFT, its board of director, station manager, or Per Air Incorporated. Bring you greetings from down here at WEFT on this snowy little Sunday morning. We got a little snow, Jimmy. And so just want to say good morning to you. Good morning to you. Everybody on our social media, good morning to you. Everybody that's through the airways, good morning to you. But good morning to you, my friend Jimmy Pettigrew. How are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. How's everybody doing out there in WEFT, man? Man, it's a good day. Even though it's snowy, we still made it up today. So
Yes. How was your Thanksgiving? I know it was your anniversary at the same time. How was your anniversary? How was your Thanksgiving?
man, everything was fine, man. You know, I got a lot to be thankful for, man, in this season. You know, shoot, just to name a couple, man. You know, my wife beat cancer, so man, that's a blessing. So, you know, just to have, you know, family and friends like you and guys on the that come around, man, to lift me up when I was going through that, man, it's just been a blessing to have friends like you guys when you're going through things like I was going through and my wife was going through, to come just to give you a word of encouragement, just to sit with you, or things like that to get your mind off of what you're going through.
Yeah, right on. What's up, Taylor? Yeah, you know, and so you know, just on that note, you know, just Thanksgiving, you know, always, and so when I was preparing for the show for today, you know, Jimmy, just to be able to wrap our heads around it and just talk about some of the conversations that we had when we got families together, things of that nature. I mean, industry standard for funerals and stuff like that. You know, a lot of folks follow industry standards. You know, and a normal time that our industry picks up, because I mess with a lot of funeral home guys and folks that sell products to funeral homes, things of that nature. And during the time frame about October till about January 1st, it got to pick up.
Right.
And that's just industry standard.
Mhm.
And so I was like my rhyme, I always want to bring up there so we're not slipping,
Right.
so that we can be prepared for when our folks, when the Lord take our folks home.
Right.
And so we was gonna hit a little bit on pre-needs. I want you to talk to you a little bit about pre-planning. How do you get this stuff done? How do we get this stuff done? And a lot of times we miss those conversations during those intricate moments when we get family gatherings like that.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times I sit down with folks and I say, what's your grandmama name? Big Mama. All right.
Yeah.
Where's she
Yeah.
from? Mississippi.
Mhm.
And see, those are things that's intricate things that we need to know, because when you get a death certificate together, you got to put those real
All that,
names in there.
Yeah.
Where was she from? Was it Clarksville, Mississippi?
Right.
Or was it
Leland, Mississippi.
Mississippi?
Right.
Or was it Jackson?
Right.
We got to what's her father's name?
Mhm.
Big John.
Right.
Well,
like you said, in the conversations you got to have with your family in the time like Thanksgiving, or you got to get together about, is everybody house in order?
That's
You
right.
got to have them house in order conversations, because if your house ain't in order, it comes out of your family members and friends' pocket that love you enough to help out when you pass away.
Yeah. So, those are some of the tough conversations that we got to have,
Mhm.
with our family. And I know people don't like to talk about it because I'm in the business. I don't really like to talk about it.
Right.
But once we got it out the way,
Mhm.
then we can move forward.
Mhm.
And so even as my dad's on hospice, man, Gabby done already told us what the deal is.
Right.
We want this.
Right.
I always ask my family when I'm doing insurance, I said, who you want to sing at the church, and who you want to speak at the church, and who you don't want to speak. Because we all got somebody that don't need to get that mic.
Yeah. Yeah. But them was your last request. Them your last request. So you had to do those things when you have a sound mind.
Yeah.
Nothing that's fogging your mind or taking jeopardy of how you thinking. So you have to have no conversation with your sound mind and your peace with yourself.
And you ain't no guessing, Jimmy.
Ain't no
you take the
guessing.
guessing out of it.
Right.
And and I always tell my families, when I meet my family, I always say, this funeral that I'm gonna do now can't be like the last funeral, because everybody ain't the same. Everybody different. Our songs might be different. Our favorite color might be different.
Right.
Who we are as a person is different.
It's different. Right.
And to be able to memorialize somebody, you got to know the difference.
The ins and outs from them.
Yeah. It's always, I don't care if it's a direct cremation. Tell me a little bit about your loved one.
We always, when you do funerals and you go to a funeral, you always listen to the pastor or whoever talk, and they always give a good, like the person was a good person or something like that. And sometimes that's not the case, but they still say it anyway.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and your life speaks for you. And I always tell people insurance is this: when you just been a good person.
Right.
Because I watch folks that had money and nobody show up to the service.
Correct.
And I watched some folks that didn't have no money for the funeral, but everybody came out their pocket.
Mhm.
Everybody went elephant ear
Yeah.
to try to come out with some money to be able to take care of this person, because they were just a good person. And that's insurance in the community also.
It depends what kind of spirit you give off in your community. You may have a bunch of money and your spirit don't even touch your community. A whole lot of people look up to you, but the people should be looking up to you.
Yeah.
The people that you say you care about, and they know ain't no can come. And here's what I think about funerals, and I always say this, and that's why I tell everybody I love them while they're here.
Mhm.
I think you should, instead of waiting to tell somebody when they land in that casket how you feel and what you think about it.
Yeah.
Let them hear what their own.
It's like giving them flowers
Yeah,
while
right,
they can
they
understand it.
Yeah,
They can
yeah,
see it,
yeah.
Because you can say you love them, but they can't hear you.
Right. And I'm telling you, I went to the friend Nate Carter.
Mhm.
Me and Nate Carter was best friend from 4 years old till he passed away.
Mhm.
He's cooked my 50th birthday. He's always worked at my birthday. I was up there during speaking. I'm looking at my brother, telling my brother I love him all the time. And I thought about it. I never told Nate I love it. He knows I love him, but I never said that in my mouth. And when we tell you, from that day on, y'all hear me when I talk to y'all. I love y'all,
Mhm.
And anybody hear that from me. If I care about you, I'm gonna let you know why you're here. I ain't gonna, because it really hurt me not to tell that, man. Right now I'm tearing up because it really, really hurt me Nate was close thing to me, just like Calvin and Valena, you know. And I never told that man I love him.
You know, and a lot of times, you know, you hear me say when I'm on the phone with folks, you know, and before I get off the phone, hey, man, I love you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, and that's why it's called accident. You ain't got to be old.
Right.
You know, and everybody get a chance to you know, where you can do what we've been doing, like for Thanksgiving, you saying that what we did go to mom, and on his birthday, she would always get everybody around. Sean, you dropped the prayer. And then after we dropped the prayer, everybody in a circle. And on that person's birthday, like or what you don't like about the person. We don't. So we get around the circle as a family and friends. Any beef we had, we squash that in the circle of all the love that we had. And so with my family, I was telling them about it. So now I meet my mama's every Sunday. Every Sunday we meet as a family. My mama know how to get out a little bit on the cooking side. So she, and that's the draw.
Right.
And we so for Thanksgiving, Gabby wasn't feeling well. We was able to go into his room and we circled around the bed and we all had opportunity. Was able to read a scripture and we all had an opportunity to tell him how we feel.
Right.
And so that was comforting. I love y'all. And to see that back, sisters from out of town, the most thing that I can get from being back in Champaign is being around my loved one, being around my classmates. You know, you don't get that opportunity because you don't know the people from all out there in Texas and Atlanta and all this.
Yeah,
Not the history that we got.
The new friends.
Right.
Yeah, new friends. I'm like Big Pill. My new friends, I've been knowing for 40 years.
Yeah, right.
Right. You know, and that's right.
Right.
Yeah, and so those are the tell you got something on your mind and your heart, man. Because if you done came down in the snow, man, and risked yourself all the way coming over here,
He slid over here.
and you got something to say, man.
I come here today because I'm the homeless outreach for the whole community.
Yeah.
I was given I had some gloves last week, and I'm usually by the under coat, so more. Last year I gave away coats. We don't have one or two. I want to talk to the church community. You got a coat that you ain't using, yeah, or some gloves or hat that someone else could use. I don't want nothing that you won't wear yourself, but something that someone can cover up with, you know, because these people need these coats and hats and gloves. Man. I feel it's going to be a cold winter. You know, we had a little hot summer. I think this winter going to be real cold. And the hot on the way, give away winter stuff was from my dad. If anybody knew my dad would collect stuff from probably April when you ain't throw it away until probably October, and he used to give it all away. Me and my brothers get mad because he's have all the closets stuffed with stuff. And when it come cold, I remember we used to go out. This when we were young, we see whole families that just came up here from Mississippi, don't know nothing about the weather. My daddy can take you to the house and give you from a coat from your mom to your dad to all your kids to a newborn baby because he got it in our closet, you know. And so I named the coat drive after my dad. And I didn't know the spirit of giving, but when you give now, you know, you change lives. You know, I had a young man last week told me he needed a coat. He was down there and said, I don't think I got is this. And he had like a thin, well, I didn't think his little coat right there. He walked around freezing. I gave him a coat. The young man was like, man, nobody give us nothing. Why you give me? I said, because you asked for it. He said, I thought you were just saying that you had me one up here tomorrow. I was up at the soup kitchen. And I gave it to him. And a lady came from Danville. She said, you got anything in there for me? And I had like a 4X coat. I didn't have where it fit nobody. and it fitted her. And she was teary-eyed too, you know. But we have to think about these people out here. And the homeless, you know, I tell folks, you don't have to give them no money. but you can't give them their dignity. You know,
Mhm.
speak to them, say something, crying like
A
that.
low ball.
Yeah, you know, and I see sometimes in the community they will treat a stray dog better than they treat a human being,
Mhm.
and that's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and it's sad, you know, that's the way the world has got. And so you're gonna lead us into our next conversation because we're in this political season, the things and we've had these negative seeds that have been planted. I say over the last, you know, maybe the last 15, but first election, he started seeds, and I'll tell you what he was doing on Thanksgiving. He was up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Former President Trump took on to True Social to wish everyone, including his enemies, a happy Thanksgiving. And so he said, even my haters, happy Thanksgiving. You know, and I got some comments. A comment on so for you that don't know, when you're on these social media sites, you can actually comment. It says, this is beyond narcissism. I used to think Trump was an 11-year-old undeveloped schoolyard. I was off about 10 years. His needs are more primitive and infidel, hunger from approval and praise, a craving that can never be satisfied. He lives in a cocoon and a sociopathism where the world is out. You know, he's in this world by himself, and he don't care about anything and about the destruction of anybody. You know, and funny how we forget because polls are saying that Trump is in the lead. He's leading everybody. Biden got left with all the stuff that he had to do with all this. And I'm not saying he's the best person in the world or best president we've ever had, but he took the reins and he did the best of what he could work.
Right.
And so, but we forget that, and me and my wife were just talking about it. We couldn't even hardly sleep at night, knowing the next morning that Trump gonna be able to get on Twitter and what kind of casting is dark. Correct. We're ready to go back into that uneasiness, because our country, we slumber and slept apart in this type of freaking and I'm gonna tell you something else. While the world's on fire got us distracted as we being firefighters putting out fires in our local communities, this racism that's going on, you know, the Black Friday sales and all this distraction that's going on, because that's what it is, a distraction. And when all the folks are distracted, you know what the other folks are doing? Something else. Getting there, stealing, taking, changing policies, doing all kinds of other stuff. The rich getting richer. It's all of those types. Our mind is on something different.
I'm gonna ask you, do you know where the Black Friday comes from?
Yes, I do. Black Friday comes from when they were hanging slaves.
Yeah, it's part like that. But Black Friday was
They were discount.
Yeah,
the discount.
It was after Thanksgiving.
Right.
They had a discount sale on slaves. And they called it Black Friday. And now we use it. We go shop till we drop. You know, spending our money on Black Friday.
On Black Friday.
And we don't know the history of Black. We had to boycott it.
So
There's a whole lot of things we should be boycotting.
Right.
But see, it goes back to we do a lot of preaching and teaching, and so
a lot of preaching,
a lot of preaching. We got folks that's teaching it, but even if you got the knowledge, if you don't apply, it makes no difference. Okay? And so we learning stuff. We might even hear it every now and then, because I know we've been singing it on this radio about the Bible says my people perish for the lack of knowledge. And even if I give you this knowledge, because I got some knowledge I want to give y'all on the rule of 72, so you can do your own math. You know, but even if I give you this knowledge, what do you do with it?
Right.
Do you still just go like a zombie to Dick's and all these places because they got 90% off?
But you did your job.
Right.
So you can't worry about that part of the game because you did your job. You gave the knowledge. Now, what they do with the knowledge, so now, but you provide them with the knowledge. So you can't say that, man, I tried it and I tried to give it to them, They heard you.
You
They
know,
received it,
and I
but
got,
they did what they wanted to do with it.
and I received that, Jimmy. The most frustrating thing for me is like I said, when he's riding around, I done seen him at Kaufman Lake because he got a call about a homeless person out there sleeping in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
See, when I see the struggles that we're going through day after day after day, it's frustrating for me. I hate to see my
frustrating
people
for
struggle.
a lot of people.
I want to save my people.
It's frustrating for Tell
Yeah.
that you go out there to Kaufman Lake and see somebody that's homeless and sleeping out in the woods.
Yeah.
Homeless families.
It's frustrating for me when I'm working at Hester Park and I see these young brothers sitting there sleeping in the thing up out there. So that's all that, you know, I go to him, I talk to him, I even fed him, took him something to eat, you know, but that he didn't listen to what I was saying. He still had the negative impact in his mind.
I don't think
Even I tried to show him the positive, but the negative impact was already in his mind.
hear what people don't understand. You try them things, hand them things to you, but they whole thing, my next meal, sleep. What's safe out here? You know, because man, I didn't do the stop wrong beside he was rich. I want to be part of the capital. I never had life. Again,
Is that that's your mind, which mind where you feel like you don't matter. You feel like that you have no value, you have nothing to bring to the table. You're useless to your family. You know, I know you a lot of times we hold people to their past. You can't do nothing about your past, but you sure can correct the future.
let me speak on that, Sean. Me, 15, never spent a real day of caring about me. When I say that, I lived that day almost to the fullest, especially when I got things I had at that time. You know, I didn't care about tomorrow. You know, and I had kids out here. How can I live, just didn't care about tomorrow, and I got kids out here. And I tell a person, sometimes people think jail bad. For me, me going to jail made me look at myself. What could I change about myself? And I said a prayer, walking to the judge. God, if you show me you, I'll change my life. And things happen in court where I know it couldn't be nothing but God. And I changed my life. And from that day on, I said, to me ever hurting another person, I'm a help person. And I help somebody every day. And I just tell somebody when I do something for them, they say, well, what can I do? Can I help somebody else? And I'm telling you, we need to put all our communities because our Black community, we do so much other, but we worry about will that take us a level down? But you ain't a level until you come up. All the rest of the, I call the rest races, but only really one race, the human race. They are people. You know, we at a thing where if we don't start taking care of our people, we see our future going by because our kids die. Yeah. What other race that you see their kids dying like ours? Where our kids are killing our kids.
So let me zoom real fast because I know how fast time flies. I'm gonna go real fast. So wait, I'm riding, got some folks in the car, and they say, Sean, what they doing next door to your building, next door to your funeral home? I said, man, they remodeling it. One of the guys I know, he remodeled, he contracted, he called the number. He said, hey man, I'll get the building together for you. He called the Arab guy. Arab guy said, get the building together. What are they putting there? I don't know.
Right.
What I told them, I hope it ain't a liquor store. But they understand. See, what they do is come in our community. These people don't really come to our community to go work at Alloys or go work at. They come for the American dream, which is to own their own business,
own property.
Property.
You know, a lot of them too. You know, we know this like that. Martell, had the gas station on Neal Street. Then when he gonna go to another gas station, but he gonna let his relative run the gas station on Neal Street. He gonna go buy a gas station on Mattis,
Right.
and work that one. But he still on Neal Street too. But his brother runs it.
Yeah, right. And so what they do, Jimmy, is it's called a family SOP, standard operating procedure.
Right.
This is what they have. They give a blueprint to each other. Read this over before you get your stove. You got to read this over. You got to know.
Right.
You got to know your customer base.
Right.
You got to know that they like the red pig, pickle pig feet. You got to know that they like
candy.
They like candy. They like annihilators. They like this. They like blunts. They like the strawberry, the lemon blunts. So you got to know they like the slip smoke.
That's inventory. That's inventory.
So you got to know your customer base. They pass them a sheet. I didn't talk to these guys. I want to know what they know, so that we can defend ourselves, because ain't nothing in the store no good.
Right.
But they coming up off of us.
Right.
And we giving them a Black Friday every day, because what happens is that they'll go to the dollar store, upsell the stuff by 300% on us.
Yeah.
And we gonna say that's cool. And you never seen them advertise.
Mm-mm.
You know who advertise for them?
We do.
But when it comes down to our own people, when we open up a store, we go in there to criticize.
Mm-hmm.
We going to see what ain't right, so I don't have to shop.
Right.
And that's what we fail at, because we don't support each other. Our dollars don't circulate within our own community.
Right.
And so we don't know enough about it. And then when we go to the people, when we come up with an idea, we go to the bank or something, we don't even know what that process is to borrow the money.
Right.
So then if we go borrow some money, then we're going to get hit with the highest interest rate out
ever.
there.
Yeah.
And we put money in the bank. So I'm talking to the people, I'm talking to the people that I'm talking to. I'm talking to you,
to the bank people, the church people in the community.
I'm going to talk to you right now so you can get educated, because what happens is that we all separate, and we can put our stuff in financial institutions across this community. And what those financial institutions do is weaponize our own money against us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell y'all, y'all Black community, government community in the United States got more money than the country of Canada.
The Black community got more money than ever.
Every year we got what they spend in Canada, what the government spend in Canada, we got more money than them. They got airports, hospitals, schools. They got everything they need up there, and we got more money than them, and we ain't got none of that kind of stuff in our community.
So last week I asked Jimmy, I said, the PPP, we got the PPP money, $2,500 here, whatever. And I said, look, man, we could pull that money together.
Mm-hmm.
And when that could have been our reparations if we used it in the right manner.
Right.
Well, that ain't reparations. I'm disagreeing with that.
Well, we both gonna disagree with
It
that.
could have been a partial of whatever was given. Okay, let me tell you how to work, Taylor. If we all say it's 12% African Americans across the nation.
Mm-hmm.
What? We didn't upgrade it. Okay, we didn't upgrade it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's say if half of them, so you say 14, just 7% of us got it. Okay, that's 7% say, hey, because a lot of us involved into some church, some organization, and we say, hey, look, check it out. If we just give you $1,000, so you figure we had like maybe 2 million blacks, it just said $1,000. So we got to add 3 zeros on the 2 million. So that's like 20 billion. Okay, so that's not $20 billion for us to be able to mobilize this money together. For one common cause. It's to do what they doing. Let's buy the Dairy Queens out. Let's get all the hotels.
See, they come into town with no burdens. See, they come into town with no burden at all, but to come up. And the government give them every angle to come up. Now, when they come into town, they come with stuff, they coming up. Now, not only do they come in town, they come in town with their own bread. They ain't coming broke. No, when you got to come to the United States, you got to come with some bread.
No, they come. They don't come well. I'm telling you that right now.
No, I didn't say they come wealthy, but they don't come broke either.
No, they got access to stuff we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got access to $100,000 loan with no collateral.
Right.
You know, we don't have that access.
But what happens is that they got the. So look, let me tell you something. I lived around some of these folks. I done talked to these folks. I communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
They have a. So when one of the guys, I don't know what nation he's from, but they got a. When they came to Champaign, it's a whole system that's set up for them to tap into.
Yeah.
Right. So like you said, township, they don't need that because they got their own inner community within a community that they can go to. And then they get all the resources. They know what a school that they need to go to. They know if they need the assistance. They know if they need the loan. This is where we go to get on our feet because they got a pooling system.
Yeah, they got a group of people that helps them when they come into town. And they got a person like you with give them all the ins and outs of what they supposed to do, who they go to talk to, what place you got to go.
So we've been around all these many years. See, this is where our problem at. We still stuck on the trauma. We still stuck on we've been treated bad. We keep still stuck on they won't give me a leg up instead of learning what they know. See, this is what Jesus, this is what the disciples were saying. Disciples was doing something, and they were saying, man, look, they came complaining to Jesus, and they were saying like the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous and all this other type of rhetoric, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so what Jesus was saying, you need to find out what they doing. Mm-hmm. Jesus told his disciples, don't get mad at them for having the money. Don't get mad at them because they on top. Find out what they doing. Stop thinking that it's some worldly stuff because the earth is mine and the fullness thereof. You need to find out how to go get it. But we waiting on somebody to give it to us while we breaking our neck and at the Black Friday sale.
I'm gonna follow that with something else.
I'm just keeping it 100, man.
And because here what we do. We let the same people that enslave us educate us.
Correct. Now I agree with you with that.
We let the same people that enslave us give us the Holy Bible to read.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if we go back into our history, and when I say in our history is where every religion came from. Mm-hmm. Our history is where every science, what scientists was from. We was astrologists. We had a world before this world was more advanced than what we are now. But people won't believe that. But you can't go to the pyramid, and they got one stone right now. Well, they ain't got nothing in the world right now to lift this stone on this pyramid. Mm-hmm. And the machinery made, and they know how they told us we got it. Some people come from outer space to put that stone down, you know. But we need to really go. You don't know who you are until you know. You need to learn your history, and we refuse to learn our history. And you know, and the reason I say that, I didn't learn to read till I was 43, and I'm not ashamed to say it. But I didn't go through the school system. And I watch people that went to school system. They ain't talking about how smart you is, stuff like that. Right. But sometimes you get brainwashed. You know, you
brainwashed and pushed through.
Yeah, brainwashed and pushed through. But then you got enough knowledge to have your own, build your own, but you rather go work for somebody else. That they making billions and billions of dollars off your knowledge, but they paying you a couple $100,000 a year. But you say, I'm on top. How you on top? And you feeding this man whole family. I'm talking about his uncles, his brothers, his cousins, his nephews, all of them get money from this company. But from the knowledge you got, you building this company up. But if you ain't building yourself, you ain't able to really take care of your family like you take care of his, but it's your knowledge. Do you know Black people got so many pets they didn't get because they work for a company. And the company got their family, but they like from the cell phones to the
cotton gin.
Yeah, the automobile. We invented the automobile gas motors, you know, but Henry Ford got the blessing of it.
Yeah, and so when you mentioned policies, you mentioned educational systems and those type of things. That was really Jesus' mandate, right? Is to go out and change systems. Right. It wasn't for us to stay in the huddles. Right. It wasn't for us to stick around the building. Right. It was to go out and make fishermen of men. It's to change these men, change the way the system is. Go over there, become, if you want the court system change, become part of the system. And you make it change.
I'll make your own.
Yeah, but when you in this here this capitalistic society we're in, and that's what we're in. Meaning, I win, you lose. We got to get on the other side of the coin. And so, even when I was just riding yesterday, and I said, one of the things that I'm gonna do if I can ever get this county coroner's position is I'm gonna get. If you got a funeral procession, 20 cars better, we need police escort because it's too dangerous.
Every other city you go to, they got
It's too dangerous.
Champagne.
You know, we got too many foreign students. We got folks riding up the wrong side of the street. It's too dangerous. You already got a
I
family
just
in
seen that
mourning.
the other day.
Yeah, you got a family in mourning, and I don't see, but I can see the bigger picture. I just don't got to be stuck in this smaller thing, because when I be in these conversations and we're doing these classes over and over 4 or 5 times a week, I'm learning more and more and more, you know, and it's exciting to learn for me because I spent so much, and a lot of us did that. We spent so many times just so much of our time messing our time off.
So
We spent a lot of time
you don't
goofing
get
off,
back.
and you can't get that back.
Right,
But when you start tapping into it and getting past the fear or getting past it, oh man, it costs too much to do this, or man, I ain't got enough time to do this here. You ain't got a tough time not to do it.
Right.
Because if you don't do it, your kids and your grandkids and their kids gonna suffer because you didn't take care of your business on your watch.
And your time is really short compared to how long the world been.
You know, and so that's the real key, is that we got to start finding out about this stuff. You know, I told you before I got ready to get up out of here because we got about 12 minutes,
Right.
8 minutes. And so I want to ask you, brother, how much do you think, how much interest do you make on your checking or on your savings account?
A little or nothing.
Do you kind of know what the number is?
Yeah, I knew, but I don't. It's like he said, it's a little nothing.
All right, 30 cents on each dollar.
So
Maybe $100.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit, right? Okay, so I'll use Chase, JP Morgan Chase. I'll use Chase as an example. If you Google that, not you at home, Google that, and you'll see what the average interest rate is on a savings account. It's 0.01%. So if you take 72 and you divide 0.01%, because a lot of times that's what we feel like. We feel real good because our money in the bank.
Right.
Okay. And so you divide that. So 72 divided into 0.01%. You'll see that it's going to take you 7,200 years if you got $1 in there to make $2.
Right.
7,200 years. This is the reason why we got to know this information.
Right.
It blew my mind when they showed me this. And you can YouTube a video on it.
Right.
And it blew my mind because most of us think that's the safe place to be.
Right.
And the reason why the bank wants you to do it, because of the fact that they know you don't know what to do with your own money. They, by law, they can loan out. You go take your check up there and you take your 1,000 up there and you drop it in there and you deposit. What they say is, hey, brother Jimmy, we need that. We need 900 of this. By law, they can take 900. They can take 900 of that 1,000 and loan it to Martell to come in and say, you know what, man, I need a little down payment on this car. And they say, Martell, I tell you what, let me check your credit, Martell. Martell, we check his credit. And I ain't gonna tell you what the man told me at the car lot one time. Man, you don't pay nobody.
Right.
We like to charge at 900%.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what they'll do is they'll come up with an interest rate, and they'll say, hey, look, we're gonna charge 14% because because of bad credit or whatever the case it is. They charge you that. So then Jimmy comes back and say, hey, look, bank, I need my 1,000. They say, brother Jimmy, hold on, man. You can't get your 1,000 right now. What you need it for? Because we loaned it to Martell. Right. We making money off Martell. You know, because the bank making 2,500% more money than what you put in.
I'm gonna tell you something happened to me one time at the bank. I won a lawsuit. I got like $25,000. Put it in the bank. About a month later, I go. It's like on the Saturday. I was getting $10,000 out. Thought it was, because I had something I was gonna go buy. Man, tell me, oh, we can't give you this money. I said, ain't it in the bank? Say, yeah. You got to come Monday to get your money. I said, Monday? I want my money today. And they didn't give it to me. So Monday, I went and took it all out.
Right.
But it didn't make no sense. It wasn't in the safe place. But I couldn't believe.
You know why?
I couldn't get my own money.
You know why?
At the bank.
You know why? Because they had it loaned out to everybody that was behind you and line. You put it in there.
I
They
was,
got 2-3 people alone off that money.
I was so
They got
mad.
it. They got it in the stock market. When the stock market opened up on Monday, tonight at 5 o'clock, Forex market opened up. That's the foreign exchange market. That means we get to put that money in markets all around the world. We get to compete our money with world government money.
Right.
I know I'm on Forex. You know, I can't wait till 5 o'clock. You there at 5 o'clock, you put your trade in. You know, and so knowing that stuff and we got it where kids 10 years old. My youngest kid is 10 years old. My other kid, he's 13, 14 years old, Latino kid. Amazing kid, man, that's learning this information. And once you know better, you do better. And so they find value in that because we got to understand not all of our kids going to be athletes. Not all of our kids going to get out of the ghetto by being a rapper.
Why don't they teach financial literacy in school?
Sit here. Did you just say that they ain't gonna teach you? The lion don't teach you gazelle how to get away, man. The lion eat gazelle.
Yeah, right.
You know, the lion teach you to go work for me and make me and my family some money, man.
Right.
You know, and that's what that's what capitalist society teaches us. And the design of it is not in alignment of that.
Right.
But we push their agenda for them instead of that's what the Bible talks about. Renewing of the mind. Changing, detoxing all that garbage out, new information in. So now your world opens up and you start seeing, I think I can.
But you didn't die to go to heaven. You got gold streets, everything paid for you.
Well, we hope that. We hope that. We believe that. We believe that. But I don't think that if God said that he built the world for us, you know, everything that's on it is ours. He built us here to manage, really manage his stuff that he's lent to us. But most of the time we mismanage what God has given us. I didn't mismanage it because of bad teaching, bad mentorship, folks that didn't know, then taught me not to know. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I done had guys that have been in business, but their business knowledge was limited. It was built off fear of the unknown.
Right.
And so they taught it to me. And it ain't that many young guys in business. So if they taught it to me, they taught it to others.
Right.
So now we all behind the 8 ball. We all just trying to, like a lot of the guys that was in the streets. Some of these guys got a lot of money. And I always talk to these guys. I mean, how many times can you go buy them all out with the best Jordans? Or you can buy the biggest rims. You can change the paint on the car 5 times. On a whole car.
Ain't changed their mindset.
But you ain't changed your mindset of what to do and how to leverage money. What it's called is leveraging.
They spend like splurging.
Yeah, to stun on people, to make other people feel inferior that I'm the man.
I got this, you don't got this.
Yeah, you don't got this. And that's the way we did. It's the house Negro, field Negro mentality. You know, we go back down south, and I used to know some brothers that was down in Atlanta. Didn't have ice water in the refrigerator, but we get ready to come back home for Champagne and Day.
Right.
They go to the pawn shop, start buying chains, all kind of stuff. Just to come back to make it seem like Atlanta is the place
they
to be.
Doing something.
But I'll say right here, if you gonna work at Piggly Wiggly down in Atlanta, you might as well work at Snooks and Champagne.
Correct.
And that's 100.
It's the same thing.
And be around your family so that we can grow as a unit. And before I get off of here, I would say that I was reading something about wealthy families. And what all wealthy families got the same traits. They teach their families certain principles and guidelines that you got to go by. And Mother Hattie was talking about the prodigal son this morning. So what the prodigal son did is he wanted his money early. Daddy, give me all my bread. And he's like, man, you ain't mature enough to handle this money, man. You don't know enough information. So he bugged him so much, he said, man, here, go and get your money. Well, you know, a fool and his money shall soon depart. Right. So his money departed, and he had to go sleep with the hogs and start eating hog manure and all this other stuff until he renewed his mind and said, my daddy's a king. Let me go back to the king. But what good thing about the daddy, he did not dismiss his son.
Right.
Too many times we dismissing our people because they become homeless. They fall off. They left in that program. They ain't like me. Unclean. We looking there, they ain't Holy Ghost filled. They ain't in Jesus' name. All of this other stuff that don't even matter. He's a human being. She's a human being. And let's treat people with dignity and respect.
Right. Well, you know, but when you talk about that, We come in this season, what we're in right now, we're in the season of giving. You know, and after Thanksgiving, there comes Christmas. After Christmas, there's the New Year. So in this month and a half, we got to renew our mind and to think this is the giving season. Who are we going to help in this time? You know, between November 26th to December 26th or January 1st, who are you going to put your hands on to bless?
That's right.
Don't ask for blessing, be a blessing.
That's right.
When you be a blessing, that's when your blessings fall down on you.
That's right.
Amen.
Let's get the last comment in here so we can get Brother Jones on. I don't want no smoke coming into the new season.
Oh, no smoke. This is the no smoke season.
What you got, Jimmy?
Man, you know, like I said, like I just said, you know, this is the season of giving, man. Let's touch hands, positive hands on each other, just to bring up each other in the way God wants us to bring up each other. So,
Yeah,
that's my thing.
I'm just gonna say somebody every day. I don't care. And her name may just be a good word. You know, you may say somebody on their worst day and just say something, you know, just fill their heart with uplift their life, you know. And that's what we got to do with our community.
Yeah.
Because I see so much just let's just drive by, say nothing. And then just really start to bother.
Yeah. Well, man, I thank the Lord for you on this Sunday morning. Martell, thanks for just popping by, man. I love you. Always good energy when you come around. Thank you for what you do in the community and helping folk, man. And even as though that's what you do, that's your career.
That's your call.
You know, but you're walking in your gift.
Right.
You're walking in your gift, man.
Yeah.
And so I thank the Lord for that being a good fit for you. You know, that you're able to help some people without it just being a job. It's more of a concern.
Right.
And it's good to get paid for what you do, what
Right.
you love to do.
Right.
And so I thank the Lord for you. Brother Jimmy, thank you very much. I appreciate you, man. Love you and your wife, man. Thank you very much. And one thing I will say, for me this season, what I've learned is this. I ain't buying no more toys that you're going to break in about a week. I ain't doing that. So what I know now is I'm buying stocks. All my grandkids and kids getting a stock. They're getting some type of stock. And there's going to be some cheap ones, you know, $3, $4, $5. You know,
whatever it is.
I'm out, man. As I always say before I get off this radio, we all can't do everything. We can all do something. Do your something this week to make your personal life better. Do your something to make your family better. Do your something to make our community a better community. And do your something to make this nation a better nation. I love you guys. Pastor Porter, Pastor Shelby, I'll meet you over at Salem Baptist Church at 11 o'clock this morning. We going to get it in on this Sunday morning. Big shouts out to my Mount Calvary family. I love you guys. Peace. And I'm out. Now you're tearing into the hands of Brother William Jones. Got it. Yeah. Right. Hey, I'm out. We got Brother Jones in the back right here. Brother Jones, say what up to him. Hey, keep it alive. Keep it alive.